So the following materials are the supplies necessary for this next DIY. So you're going to be needing 7 paint stirrers from your local hardware. You're going to be needing some glue, and you could feel free to use Gorilla Glue sticks or regular glue sticks or E6000 Fix All adhesive, wood glue, the glue of your choice. This is just the glue that I'm going to be using today. A box cutter or X-Acto knife, razor, something to cut with. You're going to be needing some of this burlap ribbon that I got from the Dollar Tree. Also these napkin rings. They're plastic napkin rings that I got from the Dollar Tree, as well as a ruler and some paint, the color of your choice, and a paintbrush. Some of these metal words that I got from the Dollar Tree that came with 3 in a pack. And one of these wooden decor plaques from the Dollar Tree. And lastly, a Sharpie marker. And this is all you're going to be needing for this DIY. So for starters, I measured out exactly 1 inch on each and every single stirrer, and then I just took my trusty old box cutter, and after I marked it with my Sharpie at 1 inch, I just cut off the same exact amount 7 times on each wood stirrer. And then the 7th one, it barely made it with 6 to cover the decor plaque itself, but it was just like a little bit off, so I had to go and take one of the skewers and the stirrers and just cut it down to size so that it would fit completely from edge to edge. So now that I've done all of that, I'm going to assemble the wooden paint stirrers. I'm going to be assembling them on the back of my wooden decor box. And so if you notice, each one of these stirrers have like a little groove or cutout indentation. So what I'm going to be doing is switching them out. I'm going to put the indent on this side because it's the opposite side of this one. Here I have it on this end, if you can see. I hope I'm getting it in the frame. And so next I'm going to switch it up, and then I'm going to turn the indent back to this side, and I'm going to keep going in that pattern until I get to the end, and I'm going to be gluing them all so that I can adhere it to the back of the box. So as you can see, there's no rhyme or reason. I'm simply just going across the edge of the stick with some of this glue and trying not to make too much of a mess, although that's inevitable because this glue is so very messy, and it's making a mess everywhere, but I'm trying my best. And so basically, like I said, I'm just gluing them together in opposite directions. So if I'm starting it with the groove on this end, then I'm ending it ending it with the flat, and vice versa. So that's all I'm doing. I'm flipping it and pressing it together, and then wiping off the excess glue and allowing it to dry. And then the next one is the same thing. I'm just going to put the glue and continue doing that until I have all my sticks glued together. I decided that I'm going to glue the sticks together first and then adhere it to the back, as opposed to putting them on the back one at a time, because I find it difficult that way. They end up falling through. So that's why I'm doing it like this. So now that you got all your sticks glued in place, this is what it should look like, a little palette. And so now you're ready to adhere it to the back of your wooden decor plaque. So all I'm gonna do is go vigorously around the edge of the decor plaque with this glue and then just slab it right on top and allow it to dry. And that's basically it. I'm just going around this last ledge and then I'm going to put the sticks on. And then you just gotta let it dry until you're ready for painting. And this is basically it, guys. So I just gotta line it up steady and press it down. My bad, guys. I had to take a pause for the cause to go wash my hands because I had some glue seepage, but that's to be expected. Anyhow, this is what it looks like, and this is what we have so far. And so now I'm just gonna go on ahead and I'm gonna give it that coat of paint, and I'm going to try to cover up, you know, this print that this pattern that it has here on this decor piece. So I'm gonna give it a complete coat and let it dry, and then we'll continue on with the process. So this is pretty much what it should look like after I've given it the coverage on the front and on the side. So now I'm just going to flip it over and do the same thing and give it a coat on the back side. I wanted to make sure I did the front first in case I ran out of paint, because no one's really going to see the underside. But in the interest of making it a finished project, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to paint the bottom part as well. This way we'll have a cohesive piece and everything will be painted all evenly. Okay, so this is what you should be left with after you paint the underside. And just when I thought I didn't have to deal with paint anymore, I'm ready to move on to the next step, I was wrong, because I decided that since I had two of these stakes that I had picked up from Dollar Tree and I wasn't quite sure what I was going to do with them yet, I decided that I was going to use them on this project, and I was going to turn this platform into a little mini pumpkin patch. And so I decided I was going to remove some of the little placards from the stake to use on the box. And in doing so, there was a little blemish on the back that was visible, plus the board was unfinished. So I had to take my trusty old sander, sand them down, and give them a quick coat of the same color paint so that, you know, when it's all glued on and it's turned around, everything looks cohesive. So now it's just a matter of taking off the other little signage so that I can paint them and allow them to dry and adhere them so that we can move on to the next step. Okay, so this is what you're going to be left with once you have all your sides glued down. And so now we're going to turn it around upside down. And what we're going to be doing is I cut off about a 3-inch piece of burlap. And this is the burlap with the wired edge. And so now I'm just going to go and get one of my napkin rings. And I'm going to be gluing it around the napkin ring. And the beauty about this burlap ribbon is that because of the wired edge, you probably don't even, you can get away without putting the glue because it tucks in so nicely on the side and it stays there. But I went ahead and I put glue anyway, just for that extra security. But if you see as I go along here tucking it in, it tucks in nicely, and I've done it without the glue before and it stayed, but just for extra added security purposes, and here is what it should look like all glued to the napkin ring. So we're going to be doing the same procedure 4 times. And now you have your 4 napkin rings, and these are going to be the feet to your little Cabbage Patch. So now we're going to line them up where we want them to be positioned at, and we're going to be gluing them down. So once you have them all positioned and lined up where you want them, you're going to be putting the glue on and gluing them down in that position. And you're also going to be doing this 4 times. And there you have it, guys. This is the final review of our finished product. And it's our little small fall mini pumpkin patch. And I just have it filled with some Dollar Tree pumpkins, as I'm sure you'll recognize. This is one of the infamous burlap ones, and these are the glazed ceramic ones. This was a new one this year, and this little Mercury pumpkin votive holder, and I just lined it with a little buffalo check hand towel, and that's it. This is my little pumpkin patch. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope I inspired you, and should you decide to recreate this project and put your own spin on it, I would love it, love it, love it if you would tag me on my Instagram and just share a picture with me. It would make me feel so good. You can follow me on my IG where I post almost daily, and it's the same name as this channel, at Dollar Deluxe Diva on Instagram, and I hope to see you again in my next DIY. Bye. Happy crafting.